Welcome to everyone on this call, on this broadcast. Um, it's quite amazing that science has gotten to a level unbelievable uh, for me to imagine. I grew up in an island in Rameshwaram, and my father was a photographer. In those days, there was no electricity in that island. So my father can do photography. He used to have a huge, huge camera, and they used to have negatives there. The negatives are glass plates that he would insert it into the camera and take pictures. And when the sun is not there, he can take pictures. So that was the time when I was growing up. And within the, what, say, 50, 60 years, and I can just, with my iPad, become alive all over the world. Science has compressed time. And we are very grateful for the science and technology part. However, I also want to tell you that science is also way, way behind. And I'm going to be talking to you, say, for however long that will be. Uh, Maybe for a month, maybe more, I don't know. But what I want to do is to talk about the wisdom of the Indian yogis, and that fascinated me. And I'm going to show you one of the books that they used in ancient times, and before paper was invented. These are palm leaves, books written on palm leaves, and this is a thread that goes and holds the book, and then you just keep it like a book, and then whenever you want, you read it. And what's very interesting is that you can go and just give your thumb impression, and from the thumb impression, you can find out. You cannot do that, but the people who are trained in that, only a certain caste people can read those, and then they will tell you who you are, what's your name, what's your father's name, mother's name, and what job you are doing, whether you are married or not, whether you have children. Or it can also tell you what diseases you have in your body. So the reason why I'm talking about this, that you can know everything about you. You can know about the present, you can know about your past, you can know about the future. The past led to the present, and the present leads to the future. All these things have been mapped out in bundles of leaves like that. And who wrote these leaves? They are the yogis, and they could go into the Akashic Record. Everybody has their records saved in the Akash, or the ether, and then they put it in a writing that you and I can't read. You need a different consciousness to read that. And once you are able to read that, then you will know about everything, about any given person. And Just compare that kind of wisdom to what science has to offer. So that is entirely a different way of understanding things, you know, and that's a different training. And what they are the ones, these yogis and the rishis were the ones who came up with medicine. They came up with even uh, like machines. I'm now just working with a machine. The machines are now uh, called some, say, a technological tool using modern science. But their machines are quite simple. It's just a copper plate, and then the copper plate will do a lot of things. So here is a copper plate I have, and nothing has been inscribed on it. And I have been working on this for quite some time, and then there was some revelations in it, that came to me recently. And when you just put a diagram in it, several triangles or lotuses or squares or rectangles, they can access different energy from the cosmos. I'll give you an example. I was in India about 3 months ago, and this a guy was reading for me because I can't read that. And he said that I should create an yantra, and that yantra will be like a super brain. Okay, that's fine. And then it cost me about like the fee costs about a few $1,000s because he's very, very one of the rare guys who has the rare leaves. And he said that he drew these things and then he gave it to me. And then he said that the way to energize it even more, he said that he gave me certain mantras or sound waves to energize that. And I always want to, since I've been living in the United States for the 33, 34 years, my mind is more into science. So I was wondering, okay, how this is going to work, to acquire more supernormal powers. So one thing led to another, and then he had told me that go to a place where you can, whenever there is a lightning, and expose these copper plates, go and put it on a treetop. And then this voltage of current that will come from the lightning will energize it and give it power. Well, I thought that it was some traditional wisdom, some ritual. A few days ago, I think yesterday I talked about this book, Tesla's. There's a book on Tesla. The title is Tesla, the Modern Sorcerer. Okay. And I was reading this morning, and I don't know if you can see that well. This is Tesla, and you can see the lightning, and you can also see him standing on a tree. And right before the storm, he prayed for the storm to come. His father was there. He was a college kid at the time. Father, I want the lightning. I want the lightning. I want the lightning. And he kept on saying that. And as he called on the lightning came. And he quickly climbed up the tree, and is exposing himself to the lightning. And then immediately I remembered why this guy, the leaves, were asking me to expose these copper plates to the lightning. Then I have background in Hinduism, especially the Vedas, one of the oldest scriptures of the world. They talk about lightning giving you tremendous amount of psychic supernormal powers. And I am also, my specialty is also comparative religion. So I immediately remembered that the Eskimos, when they wanted to get incredible supernormal powers, use the lightning. So they will come and expose themselves to the lightning, and those who received the lightning and survived it became shamans. So it's very interesting because there's a lot of literature on lightning. What gives us intelligence, or what enlightens us. I was using the word in a very literal sense. What enlightens us is more electricity, more power. As it gets into our brain, then we become more powerful. So the reason that I'm even mentioning that is the ancient people knew a way of understanding nature, which is different from what we know through modern science and technology. And it can also make sense, just as I explained to you through the example of Tesla, that his understanding came through a spark of intense electricity that came and affected his brain and altered his brain differently, and that's the cause for his origin, for his genius mind. So what we need is more light, and the more lightning can be a source. We don't have, we cannot pass, high voltage electricity, although Tesla did. When Edison was against Tesla's alternative current, he told everybody, if you just go by the alternative current, you will get killed. And he killed elephants and dogs to show that this electric current will kill you. And he killed so many animals. Since Westinghouse at the time sponsored the project, Edison says, after the animals died, this animal is Westinghoused, just this is what's going to happen. But Tesla wanted to prove that he won't get killed. And he passed about 230,000 volts of current into his body, and then said that it will not hurt him. And then in Missouri, I think that he proved. So what happened in that case was he was able to identify himself with the particles, not with the flesh and blood. That's my explanation of what happened. So there are a lot of things that are possible for us through understanding of the wisdom of the Hindu rishis and yogis. And particularly, I started with talking about knowing about your present, past, and the future, and that can be done. So I've done many videos on that in verses. They are all available in my website. Not only that, that you can also change anything that you want to change, that it needs a lot of effort and commitment to the process, but you were willing to do that, then you can change everything. If you have questions, you probably can send it, and I will answer them in the next call. I will try to be, on the same time if possible, or I will be at another time every day if I happen to be in a place, then I would be able to communicate with you. God bless.